Hey everybody, this is Dr. J and Kamal streaming live from Long Island, New York, where we had a good day. We had a very good day.
Yes, very good
Now,
day.
now Jiggly is feeling so good that he asks the following question. Prosperity is back in the air, folks. Some of our old donkeys are coming back. Dr. J, is it safe to go back into the water? And here's my reply. When everyone thinks the water is nice and safe and comes back in, we'll get another leg down. It's always like that. It's always
What's
like
the pessimism for, man?
because that's the way the market works. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And it looks to inflict maximum pain on people. It seems that way anyway.
Well, maybe, but I think tomorrow is gonna be a green day. I really do.
I do too. I do too. I think tomorrow we could hit close just below the 50 on the SPY. Let's say the 50, I think, is at 397. How about a close at 396? Where'd we close today? 388? Something
I
like
believe
that.
so. Yes. Yeah.
389, something like that. So another 7 points up for tomorrow on the spiders, SPY.
A few points up. I think. Yeah.
That's what I envision. I think we could have a really big day tomorrow.
Yeah. Like I believe the 400 is gonna be a very hard ceiling to break.
Well, maybe not 400, 401 and a half to 405. That's the area. I was just talking to Professor Omar before the show. We both agree that this is a tough area, 401 and a half to 405. He's thinking a leg down. My bottom is 349 and a half. His bottom is 350 for absolute worst pain. Not that we have to get there, but the worst pain. The worst pain, max pain would be about 350. Big Silencia. We haven't seen Big Silencia in a while. Hey, how you doing, Big Silencia? Let's get started. We have to earn our keep here.
I want to go over BCRX one more time.
Absolutely. It's on my list. Paul Ragland is here. Optimistic. As long as the oil price and rates cooperate, I agree with that. Okay, let's take a look first at this SPY. SPY. Come on, cursor. What's my cursor doing? It's giving me a hard time. Can you see my screen okay?
I do.
Okay. So the SPY,
Could you remove our picture so we could see a bigger screen?
sure. Better?
Yeah.
Lost. I lost the SPY. I'll get it back. SPY was up 1.5% today only. But judging from the gains I had, it felt like it was up a lot more than that. Biotech really did well, at least my biotech.
Yeah.
Uh,
Biotech in general did well. In general.
yeah, yeah, 389 was the close. And I'm looking at this just below the, let me draw it in, just below the 50 as being a likely close for tomorrow or sometime next week. Right about here, I think we get a close, and I think we could go or should go at least intraday up to 401.23.25, something like that, and perhaps as high as a
But
midpoint.
that's another like 12 points.
Yes, and perhaps the midpoint of this candle, right at 405. So this is the area that Professor Omar and I were talking about as a likely stopping point for the spiders, and then at which point we could get a pullback. How far, I'm not sure, but a pullback that will shake out a lot of people before we continue higher. And of course, we need to get past to really to really feel comfortable. We need to get past 417.58. With a close above that, I think we can begin to feel comfortable that the rally is for real. Arjun has a crazier scenario, I think. He's looking for 439 up here, 440, something like that, all the way up at the 200 day. And then he's looking for a collapse back down after that. I mean, it's possible, but I think we get a move downward much quicker, around 405 to 401, somewhere in there. Okay, time will tell, but I feel very confident of the next little move will be up to the 396 level. Let's take a look at what do you want to look at next, CRISPR or BCRX? I'll do CRISPR. Actually, I have it already. CRISPR closed above the double top. I drew in the double top and we closed above it, which I said we had to do in order to blow the lid off this thing. So now we could blow the lid off. I tweeted out that with a close above 75.50, I think we could get 20 points higher than that. In other words, $95 would be my new target on CRISPR. Let's see where that takes us. 95 bucks. Well, I'll draw in the 100 mark. I gotta hit draw. Before I can draw it, I gotta hit draw. It's a rule. It says in order to draw, you gotta hit draw. That's the 100 mark. And I'm looking for a run to about at least this level right about there, 89.32. So somewhere between 89.32. Actually, that might be a reasonable target. I think we get another 11 points fairly easily on CRISPR. So it's got tremendous MOMO, as do all the gene editing stocks at this point. And it has this MOMO ever since I said this, told you this story the other day, ever since gene editing and Puppeteer and Lepton met with me on Spaces, and we had a nice discussion about gene editing stocks. They really took off. There was good news about Parkinson's in the paper the other day, and this is another good Parkinson's play. They talked about a phase one trial that showed potential, and they need 10 million to move it into phase two. I didn't really read the article; someone told me about it. But this one is inhibitase therapeutics, and they didn't show efficacy, but they showed safety in the first trial. They're now into the second trial, phase two rather. And I think that this is a very promising drug because it promises to not only stop progression, but reverse symptoms, restore function. So that's important, extremely important. No other drug can do that. So, in fact, no other drug can really stop progression, let alone reverse symptoms. So, if this is true to its advertising, this could be a big one. We talked about this during the week. I said I had to buy at the ask. Well, I tried to buy more the other day, I think yesterday, and I didn't get filled. So again, it looks like if you want this one, you have to pay the ask. on this one. Uh, I had a couple of requests on Twitter and stock twits. Let me do those. Well, actually, let's do BCRX first. BCRX is another one we were eagerly waiting for it to go across a close above 1132. It took forever, but we got there. It seemed like forever. We got there today, though. So let's draw that in.
Does that look like a small cup and handle?
Let me look. No. Well, if it was, we're now above it. So, if it was a cup and handle, we're now doing what we're supposed to do: make hay. Doesn't? Yeah, it sort of looks that way. So, where are we going to go now? That's the question, right? Well, I'm thinking eventually my target is to go right back up to where we started the day of the sell-off. 18, no, let's say to close, 1788. That's my
Oh,
target. So I'm targeting 1788 here on this one. But first, I think we got to take out these three lows, let's say right around there. 1560 is an area of resistance. Take that out. I'm looking for 18. I see this happening in a few months. I don't say we get a continuation straight up. I don't see that. We'll probably hit the 200 and bounce back a little. The 200 being at 1323. So that would be a near-term target for me, 1323 on BioCris. And a lot of BioCris players have been playing. I'm told a lot of BioCris players have been playing DTIL, and that's why I listed that today. Let's take a look at DTIL, another biotech that got well beaten down from the highs of $16 back here in September 21 to the lows of looks like about 616. On June 16th, we were 111. So this one has been well beaten down. It looks like it's having trouble with the 50. It's got to get through the 50. We haven't had a close above the 50 in ages here. Let's see how far back we have to go. Even to get a touch of the 50, you got to go back a long ways. Wow. It's crazy. You got to go all the way back for a close above the 50. Not sure how far back you got to go all the way back here for a close above the 50. The first close above the 50 that I see is back here, or August 26, 21, a year ago, almost a year ago. So this one, a close above the 50 is very meaningful on this one. Are we going to get there? Well, we're knocking on the door. Look at this. Yesterday we hit the 50. Today we closed a little bit below it. The 50 is at 168. We closed 157. Still a little bit to go. But that to me, this is the tip off. A close above the 50, it's okay to buy into this. Also, at the same time, take out the previous high, which was at $1.85. So I would really like to see a close above $1.85. I'll draw that in. But even above the 50 would be a big win for this one. So close right about here, what would be a big win. Well, we're almost there, 11 cents. Doesn't seem like an impossibility. Although when you look at this chart, it's really incredible how long it's been without closing above the 50, hardly ever touching it. It touched it 3 times in the last 3 weeks, which
Like a
is,
strong resistance here.
yeah, strong resistance. But if could you imagine a close above that is all clear in my mind. We got to watch. We got to watch this one, Professor Kamal.
Yep.
We have to watch this one. We like what we see, provided that it overcomes this hurdle. What else did I put down?
There's a couple of requests for MGM, Crocs,
Okay,
and MTK.
MGM, is that the gambling
Yeah,
stock?
that's the resort.
Oh, that's the MGM result. Okay. Well, I think all resorts are interesting at this point in time. As tourists, travelers increasing, I think business is good, and the chart is starting to look good. Again, it made a new high. Did it fill this? Did it close this gap? The
Almost looks
close
like
was
it.
31.78. The high was 31.83. So we closed the gap. So now what we want to do is close above this and win business. We filled the gap. We came back down. We're at trend line support. We want to close back here up above 31.83. We're very close.
I
Take
thought
out.
I thought that resort businesses gets hurt a lot in a recession.
True, but there's been such pent up demand because of COVID that I think people are still going to take their trips. Who does recession hurt? It doesn't hurt. Usually doesn't hurt the upper echelon people that are guests of MGM. Usually, unless it's a rather severe, recession with a lot of unemployment. I think a modest recession, this will withstand it. But you make a good point.
Next one is Crocs, CROX.
Yeah, is that what are they, shoes?
I believe so.
I know that they've been moving up. Yeah, they've been moving up off the bottom. This one definitely put in a beautiful bottom.
My kids like their Crocs.
I think I heard there was a brokerage upgrade on this one. So there's the bottom, and the top would be up here, the top of the trading range at 62.33. It looks like a given with a close above the 50. It looks like a given that we're going to challenge that level. So it looks almost for sure we're going to hit that 62 area. Whether we go through it or not, I don't know, but it looks like 4 more points should come easy. And then you got to battle for territory. But for now, I think you can get 4 more points, at least 3, probably 4. It's had a little bit of a run from the lows of $46 just four trading sessions ago. Monday's close was 46. We're at 58. That's a nice little pop. I don't know how much more it has left without a little breather. So maybe we get to 62, come back a little to the 50, wherever that is, and then move up. May not just go right through this level. Might find it a little distasteful and come back down a little first.
But that's a strong candle nonetheless.
Yeah, very strong. A very strong week so far.
So, are you still in the MTK?
Yes. Did that do anything today?
No, but somebody's asking for it.
Uh,
Riley.
It went up 6%, which is okay, but after after the deluge that it had, it's not that much, is it?
And the volume looks anemic as well.
And again, look at how it's trying to get through the 50. It's fighting to get close above the 50. If it closes above the 50, that would the last time it did that was for April 8th. So that would be a big thing also. Like similar to the previous one we looked at. Dermtech needs to close above the 50. And we have kind of like a cup and handle right here. Maybe the handle is yet to form. I don't know. Well, it's hard to say. If it's probably not really. Let's just take out the 50. I'll be happy. Then I think you could move up to this level at about 985. If it takes out the close above the 50, we could first test 813 and then 985. So I think the key is the taking out the 50, which is we're bumping up against it now. Let's just see where it is. The 50 is at 661. We want to take that out. 661. What else did I promise? ITCI, I think I promised. ITC. Intracellular. This one has had a very tough time taking out this area, $60 or so, and it's banging it keeps banging into it. If it takes that out, it's going to go. It's really going to go. It's like a wall here. It's got to take out 60, 68 with a close above that. I think it makes new highs. But it's got to happen, it's got to take it out. If it doesn't take it out, it's going to come back to these lows at about 49.73. So either it's successful or it comes right back down to 50. That's how I see this one. I know, shout out to Wetware on this one, who's been making money through not only being long the shares, but very strategic use of options. Wetware's a master at playing the straddles and puts and so on, writing puts. Okay, what else did I have down? DNA and VLD I wanted to look at.
Yeah, did Neurus CTIC today hit the new 52-week high?
Yes, it had a brokerage upgrade, I believe. Look at that beautiful candle. Beautiful. I mean, this we said all along, this one could go to 10 easily. That's probably where it's heading. And there's no resistance. It's taken out all resistance. So you own this one. I guess you could, if you want, you could put in a stop at the bottom of this candle at $6 if you want. I'm not in it myself now, so of course my opinions and our opinions are strictly our own and not investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting, and do subscribe if you haven't already. So I keep getting sidetracked. DNA and VLD. Let's look at VLD. VLD is a Kathy Woods play. Kathy's been buying heavily into this one. And that's what propelled it today, up 14%, 21 cents to $1.67. I think that's what propelled it. This is a 3D printer. 3D printers were hot. They're not now. And this one was as high as, I don't know, it was pretty high. Let's see. Recently, it was as high as
Almost 10.
1090, yeah. And I think it was higher earlier. So probably was 14, 13, something like that. And we're trying to make a comeback here. Kathy's buying heavily into it. That's propelling it up. And it has to prove itself. It has to take something out. Take out this high. Take out $1.96, and then with cooking with gas, then already it looks like 258 would be next. For now, it hasn't proven itself. All we know is Kathy's buying it. Let's take a look at. That's a big thing, by the way. That's what caught my interest in BLD. I might even nibble on this. DNA. DNA is one of her hot bios. So hot that it collapsed from like 15 at the IPO price to uh, as low as like $2 or something. It was $1.97, I think. Let's see. 209 was the low that I see. Move this up a little. Okay, and we're bumping into the 100. We took out the 50, which is very good. And the next stop, really, I would say, is this high up here. This is one of her, I think it's in the ARC-G fund. She owns a lot of this, buying heavily into it. 382 is really a tough mark to take out. That 380 level is tough resistance. If it closes above, even if it breaks the 100, I think we're going to test that 380 level. So the 100 is at 334. I think we get there. So I think 380 is my target on this one. I don't think that is my target. All right, so we did it. We covered all the ground, right? That we wanted to. Stop screen sharing. Let's say hello to people. Joel Beast is here. Abba John is here. Riley Schaefer, loving his DMTK. And Paul Ragland, Crocs is worth a look. And Ken Owen, he wanted the MGM opinion. Paul Ragland, Green Friday as long as oil, and yeah, I agree with that totally. All right, so thanks for Cabinet Guy and Jiggly and everyone else for coming. And we'll see you all tomorrow on a Kamal Friday, right, Kamal?
Yep.
We want a Kamal Friday.
Green Friday.
A Green Friday. Well, I call that a Kamal Friday. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Ciao.
Take care. Bye.